What's up, guys? I'm Dan.
And I'm Jasmine.
Welcome back to Speaking Through the Gray, episode number 35. And today we have our very special guest, John Shimp. Welcome to the show.
What's going on? Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm looking for the applause button. Where the heck is it? There you go.
Your last name is so interesting.
Oh, yeah. You want to start there, huh?
Yeah. What is the origin?
It's German.
Okay.
Oh, you know
German.
okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
So my last name is Shimp, S-H-I-M-P. Of course, for the past 24 years, I've gotten shrimp.
Oh, where?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. So usually, like, when people ask me, like, to spell my name, I just say, well, like, spell shrimp, but without the R. That's my last name. So my ancestors, Johann Schimpf. So there was an F. And then when my ancestors immigrated into the United States, they were like, yeah, the F is too hard to say, I guess.
Yeah.
And so they just cut
just took it
They
off.
just took it off. Yeah, I lost
That's
my identity
hilarious.
hundreds of
dang.
years ago. So
Darn.
yeah.
Shimp's
Well, let's bring it back.
So
we'll start a petition to
my
bring
gosh,
the Shimp
please,
back.
Yeah. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I have a hard enough time as it is.
So, John, thank you again for being here
Yeah,
today.
that's exciting.
We're going to be talking a little bit about your experience, a little bit of your resume. You are the worship ministry director at Fellowship Church, owner of Knox Studios, and most recently appeared in multiple music videos from So Much Hope Buried,
Yes.
which we also...
Shout out.
Bada bing, bada bing.
Oh, I don't have anything.
I'm sorry. I
Just
should
here.
have texted.
I
that
told you I was going to get a
merch.
shirt. She didn't want it.
Sorry.
So, sorry, Derek. We'll make her get a shirt.
got
I
You
listen
gotta
to the
represent.
songs.
So,
There you go. Yeah, she's racking up the stream revenue.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're all right.
yeah.
They'll be okay.
So with this, you obviously you wear a lot of hats.
I do.
And being a worship leader, producer, recording engineer, actor, which one surprises people the most?
Well, I don't really. It's funny that you put actor on my resume because I, like, as of now we're in August, 8 months ago, I was not one.
Yeah.
So usually it's funny. Most of the time, when people hear that I'm a record producer, that's the most surprising. And it's probably because in this area, and also I think just generally, that's a career that not a lot of people are like, this is what I do, you know,
Yeah.
because it's not a real job. So usually, like, I'll just say, like, you know, yeah, I'm a record producer, and people are like, oh, what's that? And then, like, that's pretty much it. It's just like an O.
Yeah.
It never really goes anywhere from
Yeah.
there. But I was I had a doctor's appointment a couple weeks ago, and the doctor was like asking me what I was doing, and I was like, yeah, I'm a record producer. I own my own business and whatever. And he started naming like all of these bands, and I was like, no. I do hip hop and R&B and pop exclusively. I'm like, they probably all know Eric, but but I was like, yeah, no. And then I'm like, am I already like losing clout with this guy? I don't know the bands from 40 years ago. So yeah,
He's like not gonna look at your paperwork as thoroughly. He's like,
dude, yeah, he's like, you know what, this guy's a
whatever.
freaking poser. He's probably not even really sick.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one that's the most shocking to people.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did music become such a huge part of your life?
That's a good question. Well, so my mom is a piano teacher, and
She taught me for a couple weeks actually.
did she
Weeks?
really?
Yeah.
Oh no
What
way.
happened?
Well, yeah, she noticed.
I'm just
She noticed that I wasn't actually reading the music. I was just like memorizing
Oh,
it
I
and
get
not,
it, yeah.
because I was never good at like reading the
That'll
music.
do.
So yeah,
Do you have perfect pitch?
no, not at
Okay.
all.
All right.
Yeah,
Because
so-
usually people with perfect pitch are like they don't read music.
she
'cause
was
they
more
can hear all
like,
the
Dan,
pitches.
if you don't want to do
Yeah,
this.
dude.
So- she was very nice to
She's
me.
been doing it for 20 years
yeah,
now.
she's a
and-
really good teacher, though.
dude, same attitude
Yeah,
too. She's
yeah.
like, if you don't want to be here, bro, see ya. Like whatever. So
I get it.
So yeah, I mean, I started piano. I think I was 4. I don't know. I don't really remember my whole like musical journey, early on. But I started piano at like 4 or 5-ish, and then naturally, because my mom was a piano teacher, and so she was like, "You're my kid. You're gonna play piano." My older brother doesn't really play any instruments, so I did that, and then obviously, like every 6-year-old kid, I wanted to play the drums. I noticed you have a little drum kit.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
there.
I do.
So I was like, Mom, I don't want to play piano anymore. I want to play the drums. And she was basically like, no. But I stopped playing piano for a while. Took a couple years off. And then when I was 10 years old, my mom was doing a piano recital at Huntsville at our old church, Huntsville Freedom Hill now, I believe it's called. And yeah, it was, I said I wanted to play Star Wars, like the theme to Star Wars. And she was like, okay, well, you can do that, but you have to start taking lessons again. And I reluctantly said yes. So I played the recital, whatever. And then, yeah, so I've been playing piano regularly, like ever since I was 10. So I'm going to be 25 in September. So almost 15 years, which has been just crazy to think I'm going to be 25 and yet I'm still super young.
Yeah.
And then I ended up picking up guitar when I was 13 do you know Steven Perillo?
The name sounds super familiar.
Yeah, he plays around a lot. I'm trying to remember what church he was affiliated. Trucksville United Methodist, maybe he was a part of for a while. He played in a band called Christmas with a Twist that they did. It was at I think it was like the United Church of Christ or something in Wilkes-Barre. My mom played flute, he played guitar, and so she set me up with him. And he had me playing like some worship charts and stuff. And then I took lessons from him for about 9 months. And then played guitar. So from like 13 to now, I've been playing guitar. So a little over a decade. And then picked up the bass, picked up the drums sort of. But I don't usually call myself a drummer because I'm not really that good. And then I started playing trumpet in 5th grade. And then I ended up going to college for music and played the trumpet as my primary instrument for 4 years and got a music degree from Susquehanna University. And then I started the studio after that. So
Wow.
Cool.
yeah, so it's been pretty much my 20 years
Wow.
of just picking stuff up and putting it down and trying to figure out how to make it all work.
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah.
I also played trumpet in 5th grade.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah, Dana Street Elementary. Shout out.
Yo, oh my gosh, rest in peace. They keep closing all those schools.
Oh, weird.
They just I forget what school it was, but
It's
they
a different one. They're all supposed to go to Dana Street, though.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It's a
okay.
different one.
Okay.
Yeah, I got braces in the
Street.
5th grade, and that ended my trumpet career. So,
I got braces in 11th.
oh,
And
In
I was
11th
yeah,
grade?
11th grade. Yeah. So
yeah.
needless to say, I was a relatively late bloomer in life, and so like I had baby teeth till I was 17.
Oh, wow.
And so like my adult teeth were like coming in over the top of my baby teeth, like through
Yeah,
my
I
gums.
had that issue.
So they were like, "Hey, we got to pull those teeth," and then I needed to get braces to pull these adult teeth into place.
Whoa.
And so I was like a junior, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm going to college to play trumpet." And I had to start like I bought like a different mouthpiece it had like a deeper cup so that I could fit more of my mouth in
I
the
was gonna
instrument.
say, how did
Yeah.
it impact
It
playing?
did. I essentially had to relearn twice.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had played for years, then had to relearn how to play with braces, and I had those for like a year and a half. I got them off. Well, actually, yeah, a year and a half because I got them off the fall of my senior year of high school.
Whoa.
And then I had to for a year. I had to relearn again. I had to get because now my mouth was used to having all that extra mass.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it was all gone. And so my whole embouchure changed and how I could hit the notes and my breath support and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff all totally changed. So by God's grace, I made it through. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
able to graduate college
Wow.
and still play. So
Yeah.
that's a plus. But yeah, it sucked. Definitely don't recommend getting braces.
Yeah,
if you
no.
can help it. But
Yeah.
you probably can't.
Just let your teeth be jacked
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
and
whatever.
Survive. You know?
Honestly, you know what? There could
Just
be
have a
worse
good
things.
personality, and
There
you'll
could be
all right.
worse things that are jacked up. It's true. It's true.
So, did you always know ministry would be a part of your future?
No. 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 I don't want to say I was anti-ministry, but I think so this is kind of it's a little bit of a longer sort of story, but so I was playing guitar in 7th and 8th grade, and we were going to fellowship. So we know each other from Huntsville. Dan was like my idol growing up. I just have to say this.
Really?
Like he was a skater. He had the tattoos. He was into metal music. Like, and for me being, I don't know, you're probably 10 years older than me, I would say maybe.
Well,
maybe
yeah,
a little less.
36.
36.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like 11. Like I was just like that guy is sick. Like, I remember, bro, I was thinking about this on the way over too. This is a random aside, but I think it was your parents' 20th wedding anniversary. They had at Camp Orchard Hill in the in the old dining hall.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother came over to you. It was right after I think you had you gave a speech or something like about them and about their life and stuff. And my brother came over to you and he was like, "Yo, you got to listen to Johnny rap right now." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And he put on 3 the God Way. Do you remember 3 the God Way?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you did it first. I'll
Yeah.
die for ya. It was
Yeah.
like this late 90s
Yeah.
boom
It
bap
was a deep cut.
Christian
Yeah,
hip hop.
yeah.
Dude. And I remember literally just standing there. I'm like probably 8 maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm rapping this to you. And I was reflecting on that as I was coming over here and I was like, that all feels like a fever dream now. Like, number one, why did my brother think that you would think that that would be cool? Like, and number two, why did I do it?
Yeah.
It's just so funny. But yeah,
You were a confident kid, man.
I guess, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it carried over. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So random aside, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been having a lot of full circle moments in the past couple of years, and this is one of them,
Oh,
which is
word.
really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm really thankful to be here. But,
Yeah. That's awesome.
Anyway, to answer your question about ministry, so I started playing acoustic guitar in our youth worship team when I was in 8th grade, I think. And so my worship pastor, essentially, like, I went to him and was like, hey, I want to play the piano. I'd love to serve. And he kind of like started to notice that I had like some more leadership skills and giftings and stuff like that, and like had an aptitude for music. And so he was like, hey, what would you think about like leading the youth worship team? Because, you know, something that they were really, and still are very adamant about is like allowing to give students ownership over ministry opportunities, even when they're, you know, when they're teenagers.
Yeah.
And so like he really wanted to be able to give that to me. And so he did. And so I ended up doing that, started playing on the worship team when I was like 17 or 18, playing electric guitar, acoustic, whatever. And then I think I was 17 the first time I led a Sunday service. And then like, and the whole time I was doing this, I was just like, yeah, like this is fun. It's a gifting that I have, but I never really felt that like pull to ministry of like that some people say that they have, where they're like, yo, I can't do anything else other than ministry. I definitely can. I definitely feel like I can do, you know, other things other than ministry, but it is a really fulfilling career. But yeah, so I did that, and then I went away to school. And then I came back my sophomore year of college and did like a worship ministry internship type thing. So I did 3 months of leading worship and starting to learn, like, I mean, you obviously are in ministry, so planning center, you know, all of that stuff, all the memes on the internet about people never responding to planning center invites. It's just, it's a nightmare.
All true.
Yeah, it's all real. It's all real. So yeah, so like started to learn the ins and outs of like planning center and putting together sets and things like worship ministry philosophy and really just like spiritual maturity. Like that was just something that I was pursuing, you know, obviously my faith really started to become my own, I think when I was 18 in college, and was on my own for the first time and didn't really have any accountability. And so it was kind of like, hey, if this is something you're going to do, like you either do it or you don't, you know? Yeah. And I wanted to, and I did. So I did that. And then when I graduated college in 2023, my worship pastor went on sabbatical. And so I was the interim worship leader for 3 months after that. So that was like my first official job out of school.
Nice.
And I did that. And so then I was like, I did that for 3 months. He came back. I started working as a contractor for a friend who was attending our church at the time, and was still serving regularly in worship ministry, but it wasn't vocational. But I was just doing it because I love it, love to serve.
Yeah.
And then in January of 2025, they were like, hey, we've created a part-time worship ministry director position in tandem with a student ministries director position. So they had created a couple of part-time roles just because our church has grown a lot and the ministry needs have increased a lot. And so they were like, this is someone we've invested in and we've discipled, and now we think he's capable of being in a leadership position. And so we want to give this to him. And I was like, still just very like apprehensive about it, because I was like, like I'm trying to do the studio, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to grind. I don't really know if I want to get into ministry because I'm afraid I'm going to get locked in and not be able to get out. And you know, and then I just felt like the Lord was just like, this is something that I want you to do. And so I was like, okay, so I quit my job as a contractor and just went part-time plus ish into worship ministry. I've been working there, so I've been there a year and a half now.
Wow.
And then was just doing full-time studio, part-time ministry, and other opportunities to make money if I could. But yeah, that's my long-winded story of how I got into ministry. So even still, like it's funny because and maybe it's just because I'm ignorant and I don't really recognize it, but I still don't necessarily feel like there was a moment where I felt the Lord was like, hey, like do this. Yeah. For me, I've kind of done my life in such a way where unless the Lord says no, I'm just going to do it in faith. And he's been very gracious to allow me to operate like that. And so that was kind of one of those decisions where I was like, well, like I've been discipled and invested in for over 10 years to do this. Like it doesn't really make sense for me to not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just like stepped right into it.
Yeah, that's
Get it.
exactly. That's kind of where I landed. Yeah.
You knocked
Awesome.
out like the next 5 questions. So that's fine.
I did look at the questions beforehand. so.
It's like, let me just knock this
He
out.
just literally memorized.
No, I definitely didn't.
I don't know. It
But
kind of looks like you did.
It's crazy. It actually did.
Feel free to ask me anything off
So
of that.
our notes are shared,
Yeah.
and she probably just saw. Did you see on your
Yeah.
screen? So I just literally just went through and crossed out like 5 questions in a row.
Because you said them all.
Bro, I'm
awesome.
in trouble, dude. I literally I get paid to talk to people.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'll tell you anything you want
The
to know.
gift of gab, bro. We got it.
seriously. It's so funny too, because I think that life is too short to not talk to people. And if I like to think that I have a relatively good read on people, and obviously I've known you and I've seen you on Facebook for as long as you guys have been married. You guys are good people, so I'm I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Sometimes people just open up to us and we're like,
Yeah,
okay,
cool.
we're
Did
here
not-
for it.
Did not ask for all that. I'm not reading that essay, but
There's only certain situations where that becomes a burden, but you know.
no, I will do my best to
No,
not.
no,
burden
you're
you guys
good.
With,
It's more like
with
no.
my life.
Dan, what did you do?
No, it's more or less when you're at church and you have to pee after service, and someone has,
Yeah, they're
you
like,
know,
yo, the Lord just gave me a revelation, and you're like, dude, can you
hold
tell
it.
me about it in 5 minutes?
Can
I'm
God
gonna-
remind you of it when I get back from? Yeah.
Dude, I've gotten my body into a habit of Sunday mornings, right as soon as service is over, I'm like, I can't see anyone, I have to pee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
So, what's something people assume about worship ministry that's completely wrong?
Ooh, that's a good question.
We could probably all help you with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're
Yeah.
both
Well,
worship leaders as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell me some things that you've experienced? I'm curious. Because for me, I don't have a lot of people in my circle that that I talk to a lot about the ministry side. From a standpoint of I think most people kind of put worship ministry out of sight, out of mind. It's one of those things where if it's done really well, then yeah, it's great.
Well, it's kind of like the
But
tech team. No one knows they're there unless they screw up.
Right.
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
it's the same thing in worship
Yeah.
ministry too. It's if you guys do a really good job, nobody's gonna praise you. But if you do a bad job, someone's gonna be like, oh, something was
Yeah,
off
what did
today.
you
I don't
do?
know. But
Yeah.
what do you guys feel have been some of those things for you?
I have.
Question. You
Okay,
go first,
I have
Dan.
something.
I don't
yeah.
have nothing.
I
right
always
now.
have something.
I
to
have
write.
a thought.
No, no.
Welcome to the host. I'm the host, Sean Shimp, speaking through the Shimp.
Yeah. The Shimp.
These are my 2 guests.
I don't know. I think and it's funny because you say that. Sometimes I even think about that. Either what I'm doing on stage, or even am I smiling enough? Am I looking up too much? Because we have 2 55-inch TVs on the screen, and I have Google slides that have the sheet music on it, so I customize it for our set and whatnot. So most of the time, it's big enough that it doesn't really look like I'm looking down, but I'm always thinking but really I'm hoping people really aren't. They're looking at the screen and they're focused on singing. So I think one of the things
Sometimes.
yeah, I don't know. So if I look out and someone's just real targeted, I'll be like, weirdo, calm down, you know?
Yeah, for
But no, I think something that people get completely wrong is that it's not just playing music. You could be in a band,
That's
or
what
you
I-
could be playing cover songs at a bar, or at some venue or whatever. But that's just playing music to have fun. But for us, it's literally connecting with God. So I think that people don't realize we have to even us praying before something people noticed when we came in and started worship leading, because we do it together, is we would pray up front with the whole team right before we start, and those little things, it's preparation, and also when you're playing in a band, because you played in bands too, when you're playing live music, there's moments where it's oh, this is fun, but when you're in a moment of worship and you hear people singing and you feel you just feel that connection with God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so it's so different than
it's
just
so
normal
good.
music.
I think that's a great point, because I think for us, I mean, our church does over 500 people on a Sunday. Praise God. So
Wow.
So
Do you have multiple services?
no,
or?
we do one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast in and of itself. I could talk about the importance of that for hours.
Yeah.
But no, so you want to talk about people, hearing people sing. we use in-ears. We have an in-ear monitor system at the church. And so like, but there are times when we'll drop to full acapella and like I'll pull my ears out and just hear like and it's so crazy because that's a glimpse of what worship is like in heaven. But like 500 people all unified singing the same songs. It's so good. And I think
it's amazing.
I think part of that too is, yes, it's connecting with God, but I think also for worship leaders, we're leading. It's leadership.
Yeah.
And it's not just, hey, I gotta, I hope the wheels don't fall off.
Yeah.
But it's really like, for us, we're like, hey, I don't know who's coming through the doors of my church today. And I don't know what truths they need to hear. But like, we become, and not even just the worship leader, our whole team, like, I kind of get iffy about the worship leader term because I think we're all leading. I think there's a book, it's called The Radical Worship Solution by Austin Ryan, and he talks about it as like the point person. So you have like the point leader, but everybody's leading. And just that understanding that like you're leading people and you're connecting with people. And I think sometimes like this is why I'm like I don't like green rooms. I'm like very anti green room. We don't have one. But like, because part of your testimony of your faith in Christ and the way that you can lead someone is if the bass player of the team goes down and sits with someone and has a conversation with them. And then they go back up on stage and that person is now connected because they're like, hey, I had a great conversation with that person and he's worshiping and I'm worshiping. And there's like a depth of connection there. And really there's so much like that you have to think about. Also, like, I think probably one of the biggest misconceptions is that everything goes perfectly.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It happened to me last week.
Oh yeah. Oh, and we have some questions on that as
all
well.
Right, I'll shut up. I'll let you get to it. But that's really, I think it's helpful to understand, to understand the responsibility of it. I'm not just going up there and playing guitar.
Yeah.
We're not just going up there and singing songs, but we're leading our church in something that is unique to the local gathering, to like corporate worship. Like that is a unique experience that you don't find anywhere else. Where you're sitting under the preaching of your pastor in your local church with your people in your community, worshiping together and gathering together, like that's so important. And so the role that we get to play in that is to help allow that to happen. And whether that's like a prayer that we lead or an intro, that we say to a song or even the song choices. Sometimes I pick songs like that I'm just like, yeah, we haven't done it in a while. And then the set just comes together with the sermon and like all that stuff that I wasn't even thinking
my
about.
Thing. Because sometimes I feel like they think it's just a concert, but usually what you're saying, the point person is really thinking about this set usually in prayer and putting it together. And like, this is not just something that we threw together. It's not like we're just taking requests. Like, this is a whole worship experience for us.
Well, like even with like, I pick like parts of the worship set and like I have a sermon series that I wrote called Facing the Storm that we're going to be covering. And I picked the worship set separately, and my ADHD brain just kind of like took over and like, and I realized when I was putting the set together on our slide program on ProPresenter, and it was Firm Foundation, and it like talks about the storm and the rain came, and I was like, oh wow. I was like, I didn't even realize that, it was going to connect, but it's just like how that connects to the whole, And
it also just, I think like it helps you take yourself out too. And just recognize like, the Spirit of God is moving in my planning. Yeah. And I'm going to pick songs and try to like put something together. But like you find those pockets and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is great.
At that,
Or somebody came to faith in Christ because of something that a worship leader said. That weight of like, we pray that every week. We're like, Lord, like if today's the first day that somebody hears the gospel, like allow it to be the day of their salvation. And like, if we get to be a part of that, like, not that we're saying we're responsible for it, but like, if we get to be a part of that, like, that's huge because like we're making kingdom impact in our service. It's great.
Heck yeah.
It's awesome.
Heck yeah.
So what's a Sunday morning people never knew almost fell apart?
Oh gosh.
Pick one.
That's so
there's
good.
definitely more.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. People from my church listen to this, they're gonna be like, oh no. It's funny, I do have some friends who can kind of tell. They can see it on my face.
Yeah.
Oh man. Unfortunately, I can't like remember one. But I will say actually last week, I was on vacation. So this was the one time in the year where me and my worship pastor were both away. And I was leading because he was on vacation. And so we didn't have a weeknight practice. I came back on Saturday, set the stage, pulled the music, whatever, and then like got one day to prep the music. And so I got up on Sunday morning and I was praying in the car and I was just like, Lord, like, just fill me with your peace this morning. Like, I'm not super prepared, but like, I know the songs, I've played them enough. Like I've done this enough, like just help me to be able to not worry. And he was like, okay, we'll see.
He's like, but
for real, it's so funny. He just laughs at me. It's but so I got on stage, and got there for practice, and in-ear monitor pack battery cover was broken. I don't even know. Like the pins were missing in it. I'm like, someone
do this?
The pin leprechaun. He came through and he took the shore pack pins. So that was that. So I ended up like swapping that pack out for another one. Then my worship leader microphone started fritzing. Like I would touch it and it would like chirp.
Was that wireless or wired?
Wireless. I think the battery connection, there's something wrong with them, but separate issue. So then I was like, you know what? I'm not messing with that today. So I swapped that mic for a different mic. Then my guitar started making crazy feedback. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I literally said to the team, like, we were just sitting there and we were all laughing and they were watching me scramble. And I was like, why is it all my stuff? Like, it's just my stuff. Like, everyone else, they're just
like,
sitting
I'll
there,
just go home.
They're just sitting there, like, hanging out, watching.
You guys got this.
Bro,
I'm going home.
I literally said that. I was like, does anybody else want to lead today? Because I think I need to leave. But, like, literally, I'm like, I don't understand, like, why it's all my stuff. And so I was like, all right, Lord. I'm like, I'm not going to freak out. It's fine. Whatever. Like, so just roll with the punches. And so then I was like, all right. So I thought it was the guitar pedal itself. We just use like the Boss like chromatic tuners or whatever. So we had an extra one. So I swapped it and it fixed the issue. And I was like, great, praise God, whatever. Made it through the whole practice. And then we got up on stage to play the first song and I unmuted my pedal and I heard bzzz.
Oh no.
And then nothing. And the countdown hit 0. So I'm standing there and everybody's behind me waiting for me to say something. And I'm literally sitting there like, am I going to have to swap this cable? What am I going to do?
Oh, your mind runs through every scenario.
Like, am I going to have to look at my piano player and tell her she just needs to go and I'm going to play? And honestly, if I played and people couldn't hear it, they wouldn't tell. They wouldn't be able to tell. They'd be like, oh, he's playing. It doesn't sound very loud. Like, So I low-key was like, maybe I'll ghost it. I've done that before. But... So I was like, oh man. So then I realized that it was actually the shielding for on one side of the 1/4 inch was like pulling apart. So it was the cable that was wrong. So I just wiggled the cable like really hard. And I just said, Lord, please get me through this first time. And I went out and we did it. And we made it through. And I was like, praise God. And so then thankfully we had a video playing for our announcements. And so I like unplugged and went backstage and got a replacement cable and swapped it and put it back on.
Wow.
And made it throughout the rest of the service. But like just it was just for like, and we have we do a simulcast and so we have 2 cameras as well that we like swap between and the second camera wasn't getting a signal. So then we were troubleshooting that for an hour, 9 to 10. Service starts at 10:30. Like
sounds about right.
Oh my gosh, it was like all those things, and I was just like, please, like don't let anything else go wrong.
Have you ever had anything catch on fire though?
I feel like you're asking me that because you have
Twice.
What?
Yeah, we were both there. So the first time we were doing worship
God's
at
judgment, perhaps.
Maybe.
Oh my
I do have a pass.
Yeah.
So,
wasn't me. I know that.
Yes, thank you for the reassurance.
Of course.
But yeah, we were leading worship. I think it was like Good Friday or something.
I was at my parents' church.
Yeah, it was your parents' church, and it was like an old amp. No, it was like one of those like preamp like mixer things or whatever, and it all of a sudden right behind me, I'm like,
well, my keyboard went out, and so that was like, you never think that you're like loud until something goes out and then everyone's looking around like, what is missing from this? So my sister was leading worship. She looked around and I'm like, nothing's working.
Well, and I was playing. It was right behind me, and all of a sudden I smelt it before I saw it.
We looked over and there's just smoke just
billowing out of it. And then this was an odd one. There's a group out of like Lancaster, Central PA, Remix Worship that I used to play with.
Okay.
And they got booked for a gig up this way in Pittston.
Oh, nice.
And it was at like the riverfront, it's like a wedding venue, but it was for a funeral. And I guess the girl who passed, I know, I was never played a worship set.
Yeah, you imagine like booking like Elevation to come play.
Yeah. It was different.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So and it was like really nice there and everything. So we played this worship set, and we were actually done.
Yeah.
And there was another group that came up to play, and one of the monitors just like basically blew up. Like it just started smoking. We just had to throw it outside.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's
And
like the more of the panic unplugging thing so that things don't catch on fire around it.
Because you don't know what's next. You're just like,
It's like there's so much in like that chain of command, like cable to cable to amp to mixer to whatever, like that when something goes wrong, like literally like with like our cameras are hardwired through Cat 6, but we had like, it was like the Cat 6 was like run like through the framing of the wall when they built the building, and then like up through a PVC tube underneath the concrete into our booth, into an extender that then ran into our computer, that then ran into an HDMI switcher, that then ran into another Cat 6 thing, sending to the other building. And so like I'm literally just like, okay, like did we check the chain?
Yeah.
Like have we unplugged and plugged everything in?
Yeah.
You know, the age-old fix. Did you try just turning the computer off and back on?
Yeah.
Sure enough, there it goes.
I'm telling
That's
you,
funny
it's
because that's
insane.
what I say to Dan. Like, just turn it off. And he's like,
Don't
why
you
would
think
I
I
do
did
that?
that first?
Like, in our pride, dude, it's just like it can't possibly be that
simple.
I have
No.
to figure out this issue because I have so much knowledge. Like, dude, shut up. Just turn the computer off.
Right.
Well, I have like my Sunday mornings, especially. So our lead pastor is on sabbatical, and so I've been there extra early because of that. So this whole summer, I have like a very specific like checklist of like the projectors, the computer, the live stream, the checking each channel. Like I have like this whole setup, and so like when I'm not there like at a certain time, it just like it stresses me out because I'm like I want to be like super like hour and a half before the service even starts. I want to know
everything is perfect.
working.
But then at the same time, then like still before the service, everything could fail at the same time.
Well, it's insane. I swear. I don't know if it's the monitor we have, but like and obviously like when you sound check, well, if you don't have in-ears, if you sound check before service and then as soon as service starts, the sound is different because people are in the room. So like there's something with one of our monitors that I swear there's like nobody touching it because not many of our guys know how to adjust the monitors. And all of a sudden we'll start and I'll be like go to play and it's so distracting because I'm like I barely hear my guitar and like so I've learned how to push through those things, but it's hard when there's distractions and you have ADHD. So
I definitely feel that, and I think it's kind of one of those things where you're like, I'd rather have more time and like be able to chill than to feel like I don't have enough time and
you're
like
down
don't
to
have
the
time
wire.
for, and then you're just like, all right, well, we're going a cappella today. Like
so with having in-ears, do you guys use Click as well? No? Okay, so this is a good question. Have you ever started a song wrong?
Yes.
Like wrong tempo or okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's scary.
Yeah. We've started songs in different keys before. Like guitarist had a capo on when we were playing.
I heard a clip of Chris Tomlin that happened to him, and the whole band like adjusts in like 10 seconds, which is insane.
And they're all professional musicians.
Yeah.
We are not. We're lay people.
The ragtag crews.
And so so there's been that. There's been vice versa times where the transpose button on the keyboard is put on when it should be off, stuff like that. There have even been times we don't generally play with Click. We used to play like there are certain songs that have a tendency to like either like really speed up or really slow down that we would play with a Click too. Trying to lead while hearing that, like hearing the guy like tell you what's going on.
The cues and stuff.
So distracting.
That's why when I watch videos of people and it has their in-ear monitors in the feed to hear like what they're hearing, I'm like, I don't like, even when I go into the recording studio and I'm recording a song, I'm like, it takes me a minute. Like I can get used to that. But if I'm like leading at the same time, I'm like,
and I know there is like kind of a controversy in like the worship world I should say the worship music world. Of like, in-ears are bad because they disconnect you from people and and yada blah. And you're like, all right, sure. Even if I'll grant that, like, I guess we don't experience that. We have 500 people on a Sunday. Like, but like, we also don't play with tracks, like, because the Lord has blessed us with a full team. People who can play. So we're like, well, if we have people that can play, then like, why use a track? You know, why use a click? We have great drummers. We have drummers who can hold tempo. You know, like, so I mean,
which is a blessing.
Praise God for that. I know.
Now, do they put your crowd mics?
We don't have crowd mics.
Oh, you don't have crowd mics?
No.
Okay.
We've thought about it.
We just added 2 recently. So
we've thought about it. It's a conversation that we've had. Our kind of thing is like, it's the way that our stage is set up. We kind of thought it might be a little bit distracting and not super conducive where we could place them where it wouldn't be distracting.
Oh yeah, because if it's not,
especially if they're on stage and they're up, like, we don't really want to direct people's attention.
They would have to be
that.
hung.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever seen. There, I saw a video from, and you could hear the production team, like the person who was like directing, and somebody from the crowd was too close. So like with our stage, it's super far away from everybody, so the crowd mics kind of bring the sound of the worship in the room together. But like, there's a video of somebody singing way too close to it. They're like, mute the mic, and it's just like high pitched, crazy voice.
I just hate going to the live stream and just hearing like my voice and nothing else, and it's like, ugh.
Like,
I like
it's
the crowd
tough getting a good
sound,
stream
like,
mix.
That's a whole separate issue unless you have a separate room to do that. I think like we don't generally have that issue because we have enough people in there that we can still feel you know, the people singing and like I mean,
that works.
Half of that battle too is like, if you're just going to lock into your click and your track and you're not going to look or engage anyone,
and then you're like,
then that's a separate issue.
Now,
like,
do you even like in a moment deviate from the plan? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like, exactly. Which
like
my tech team hates when I do that.
I don't do it often. But there are times where I'll just call out like, hey, we're going to do this again. Or, you know, there have been times where sometimes I'll like, even if I'm not leading, I'm still technically like, still a worship director, like I'm still in my role. And so like if my worship pastor's playing guitar, sometimes I'll play the piano and like I will kind of like maybe play some, like we've done during You've Already Won by Shane and Shane. There's a part where like I found a way to put the doxology in there in 6/8. Even though it's in 4. And just like some cool little musical moments and call outs and stuff. Like we do that kind of stuff.
That sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun. I that's what I love like about music is that you can just like in a moment feel something and know exactly how it goes and know that it will fit and know that it's not like, I'm not doing this to flex my musicianship right now, but like this can be a worshipful moment. Especially if people are connecting the doxology and like the history of that song with a contemporary Christian song.
And the fact that you can do that is amazing.
It's crazy.
One of my favorite things, and I feel like you mostly see it, especially in like black churches with like the bands that are just like insane. But like when they have the music director who's only in the mic that goes to the in-ears, and like especially the whole number system, I don't fully understand it, but like they'll be like 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, bop, 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 and I'll be like, holy cow, like that, and they're like kind of paying attention to what's going on in the room to like lead people with that. And I'm like, dude, that is so cool.
That's also a totally different culture.
Oh, 100%.
Like up here, that would not fly. And for a multitude of reasons. Not even like the cultural disconnect between like black churches in the South and like up here, but like, you know, we're more of a predominant like middle class white suburban place where we don't have an influx of live studio musicians who are professionals who play in church services. You know, like all those guys that do that, that's what they do.
Oh, and especially down south, there's a lot.
They play
of that.
9 to 5, 4 services a day, and they're doing all that stuff. And like for us, like we've just found that we could incorporate some of that, but like there are only a few of us who actually do this professionally.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think it would be more hurtful than helpful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it would really accomplish. I think we're accomplishing what the Lord has for us
Every
in our
church
local
has a
context.
different thing going on.
Yeah.
I told Dan, because I've played at so many different types of churches, the way we play How Great Is Our God at a white church is completely different how I would play it at a black church. So we were playing How Great Is Our God, and I just came from my parents' church, and I was doing transition notes, and it wasn't going with everyone else. I'm like, how do I turn it off? That's like a transition.
I've done that too, and I like there have been times where I've tried to introduce that from a musical standpoint of just being like, hey, like let's try to make these sets a little bit more continuous, even though they're like different keys. And so I'm in my brain like, okay, 5 7 5, like my major 2. Like I'm in my head like thinking, how can I smoothly get here? But like nobody else on our team has that like mindset, and so I'm like, well, that's just going to be super distracting.
Yeah, it is.
And everyone's going to be looking at me going, what are you doing?
Exactly.
So it's kind of one of those things, I think, as a philosophy of like, you're not when you're playing in a band, you can flex. You can do your thing. But when you're serving in a local church, it's not about the depth of your skill. It's about not being a distraction.
Well,
It's
exactly.
serving.
That's something I think
I really
also,
like
like the one question from earlier, but like keeping things simple
Yeah.
is one of the areas that I don't think people realize about worship too. Because like when people are like, "Oh, you play guitar," I'm like, "Yeah, I know like 10 chords." So like, and every once in a while I'll learn a new one because the song is something I don't know, and I'll be like, "Oh, I've known how to play that note. I just didn't know what that note was."
Once your roots are on the A string, you're like, I
Yeah,
don't want to do that anymore. Like bar chords and standard chords on open E, you're like, yeah, I'm fine. But when you get into like the major 7th shapes and the minor 6 or the minor 7 shapes on the A string, it's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Well, and that's a crazy thing, especially with gospel music too, is like when you go from worship music where it's like 4 to 6 chords and it's super simple, and then I was like, oh, let me try to figure out how to play this like Ty Tribbett song or Kurt Franklin, and I'll be like, there's 30 notes in this song. I'm like,
just keep going.
I was like, I'm not talented enough to look at this paper right now.
You're like, I'm like losing brain cells just trying to read this chord chart. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's funny.
So, what's been one of your favorite moments leading worship?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I've been talking for so long. I got
okay, take a deep breath.
You gotta let it buffer for a second.
I think something that's been cool. You know, we were talking a little bit about full circle moments. So when I came on staff at Fellowship, one of my roles was to take over the youth worship team. So it's really cool to have been like discipled through that as like a student who was learning how to lead to now being the one who's now leading and equipping students. That's been really cool. And I think what's been really neat is I think sometimes we don't give teenagers enough credit. And I say that like I'm so far removed. I feel like culturally I am not maybe not age, but like when I've got 10 years on some of these students that I'm serving, that culturally is like massive. Like, dude, I asked a 15-year-old kid if he had seen Space Jam before, and he said no. And I was like, what? And you know, in the same way that people like talk to my generation about MTV. You know what I know MTV, by the way. I'm not that. I'm right on the cusp of like, I'm technically a zillennial. I'm like the older Gen Z. So I'm not as crazy, I think. But like these kids, like they have, well, two things. They have, I think far more life experience than we tend to give them credit for, especially what some of our students specifically have walked through. Like we just served at a youth ministry camp last week or 2 weeks ago. And just hearing some of the things that the Lord has been revealing to our students, and also things that they've been like wrestling through, like moved me to tears of just like hearing what's going on in these students' lives. But then to know all that, and then to see them genuinely deepening their faith and making their faith in Christ their own thing. It's not their parents. A lot of these kids are like, their families don't believe, they're unchurched, but they come to our youth group and they have faith and they have a belief in Jesus. And like, and so even to like lead these students and to see that like I can raise the bar on them, and the ones that care will reach for it. And like just being able to see that and having the freedom to think through those things, but also to be able to see the fruit of that, like seeing students who in September of last year could barely play a guitar, could barely be on a stage, could barely talk to anyone, and now like seeing a student now going into the next semester who put in the time and can play and is growing like in her faith, in her personality, in her skill set, and her desire for like learning those new skills and stuff like that, being prepared, like all those things. And so it's really cool, like for me to have been able to been, that generation that was discipled, that now I get to do that. Because
so it's just like the School of Rock.
Yeah,
type of
basically,
situation.
dude. I'm Jack Black.
Yeah, you are Jack Black.
I am. No, it's 8. No, it's 9. No, it's 8. I have a lot of those moments when I'm teaching those kids. But also, like, I think, like our church, and I think most churches, I would hope, have the philosophy that, the youth ministry is not separate from the church. The youth ministry is the church. Like, those students are a part of the church, and can serve in the church and should be invested in, like we would invest in disciple in our churchgoers. Because I think we're doing them a disservice if we intentionally are treating them differently. Like, yes, they're kids. They need to be kids. They need to be taught and shepherded and encouraged, but like they also need to be given opportunities to serve. Like, I probably wouldn't be serving in ministry if my pastor like hadn't put me in those positions when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, So I think that's been like the longest part of joy. It's stressful at times too, of course. And like you get into the mundane, like, oh, I got to plan this, I got to do this thing, whatever. But just like being able to now have been doing that for over a year, that specifically, like being able to see some fruit from that, I'm just really thankful to the Lord, because I know not a lot of people get to see that fruit. Yeah. So it's encouraging.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you could pick one worship song that you would have to sing for the next 6 months, what would it be?
Like every Sunday over and over,
Every
like it's just
Sunday.
one.
Yeah, wait, is it like
if your worship
once
team could play one
once
worship
in the
song
set, or like just
for the
one
next
song?
One worship song.
one worship song over and over
I'll
again.
be tired of it.
Yeah, we would be. All Sufficient Merit by Shane and Shane.
Well, I have to actually listen to that song then.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Never heard of it.
Awesome.
I'll sing it. I can sing it for you.
All sufficient.
All Sufficient Merit. Yeah.
Okay.
It's oh my gosh, what's the passage? Is it Second Corinthians? It talks about the sufficiency of Christ. And the song is basically talking about, the chorus is, "It is done, it is finished, no more debt I owe, paid in full, all sufficient, merit now my own." Like talking about this idea that the law, like we could never reach the standard that the law wanted for us, but because of the perfection and sufficient merit of Christ, when he died on the cross and rose again, we now have his merit. When God looks at us, he sees Christ. And that's just like a really beautiful song, I think, of something that's been like in the forefront of my life, even within the past couple of weeks, of just like being reminded that it's not me, but it's Christ. It's what the Lord is doing. And it's also just like, it's a super, super cool song.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely recommend listeners check it out, and you guys check it out. It's a good song.
Yeah.
The Worship Initiative and Shane, like they have a bunch of like really good worship songs.
Sorry, I'm going off a little bit, because
let's do
Dan
it.
and I talk about how times we go to different churches and we're like, we've never heard these songs before. What's some worship songs that you have in rotation, any groups and stuff like that?
That we have in our rotation?
For you personally, that you like to listen to.
Oh. Ooh, that's
or
good.
your rotation in general.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, and bro, it's another podcast in and of itself too, but songs that I listen to personally might not necessarily be songs I would sing corporately. I'm going to add that caveat.
Definitely.
I don't think personal worship songs necessarily are appropriate for corporate worship, but that's neither here nor there. But some songs I really have enjoyed. A Forgiving God by SEU Worship. I don't know if you know that song.
I know the band.
Yeah,
It's about the prodigal son, and it's this really cool, like kind of folky, like dope. It's so cool. Like when I listen to it, it's like nostalgic, but it's really cool. It's a good song. Hymn of Heaven by Phil Wickham has been a good one as of late. So good. And then like pretty much anything City of Light puts out. They are the goats. They're so good. I think they're Australian. And
I feel like our lead pastor was putting me onto them at one point.
Yeah.
I know I've listened to some of their stuff.
Only a Holy God, Jesus is Alive. Yet Not I, but Through Christ in Me. That's a popular one, which is also a great song. And then we're big Getty fans at Fellowship, so we like to do a lot of the Getty songs. Rejoice is a good one from Philippians 4. Rejoice in the Lord now and always. I'm trying to think of what else. Our church doesn't really generally tend to do a lot of like what's popular on like CCLI and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because for our context and some of our personal worship philosophies, like they don't exactly line up with some of those things. So we kind of tend to stick more with like City Light, the Gettys, Matt Papa and Matt Boswell. And we do like Matt Redman and some of his older stuff. One of the questions was underrated worship song, Everlasting God, Lincoln Brewster. Dude, that brother can play the guitar. He was the guitarist for Journey, maybe. Like he played with Journey, like not the original guys. I think it was Journey or something. But he has this version of this song, and he just has this like faith melting guitar solo. It's so cool.
Dang.
But anyway,
do you get requests?
We do.
Do you do the requests?
Oh, it's gonna get me in trouble. No,
you don't have to answer. We can talk about it later.
No, it's okay. I don't mind.
Because I want to know.
Or you could plead the fifth. It's the option.
Too soon, Dan. Too soon. I do know what color my shirt is, by the way. I think I'm not gonna say yes or no because it's a little bit more of a nuanced take.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people suggest things and they mean well, but their suggestions just aren't helpful.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we should do more hymns. Like I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah,
Plead the fifth.
we do.
Yeah. Same.
Like
yeah,
that's our response. Is like, well, yeah, we do hymns. We do sing hymns. We sing contemporary music. Like, I think when you read Colossians 3 and it says hymns, songs, or psalms and spiritual songs, that's an all-encompassing parameter.
Yeah.
There are a lot of hymns that aren't like super theologically clear or good musically or aesthetically, in the same way that there's a lot of contemporary Christian music that fits all those same bills, you know? But like I love when people, feel comfortable to come to us and say, hey, we would love to sing this song or we would love to do this. We don't poo-poo them, like if it's a genuine suggestion, then I'll say, yeah, I'll look into it. Most of the time the songs that people want is like what they're playing on K-Love or Family Life. And it's just like, it's not really good for the church, but it's a good song. So yeah, it kind of depends. But there have been a handful of times where people have suggested songs that we've put in rotation because we vetted them and we found that they're really good.
Yeah.
So
I had somebody many years ago, I want to say like 5-6 years ago, suggest a song from Jelly Roll, and I didn't know who he was at the time.
Hallelujah.
No, this was way
this
before.
Was like pre-Brandon Lake?
Yeah, this is way before he was
gosh.
even like really starting to be popular.
Yeah,
and I was like, who the heck is Jelly Roll? And then I was listening to it, and I was like, yeah, this is.
I think the hard part is like listening to the song and realizing that this is not a corporate worship song, and then being like,
it's hard too because music is such a spiritual and personal thing that it's hard in the same way that it's hard for people to hear criticism about the music that they make. It's also hard, I think, for people to hear criticism about songs that they really love, that they really connect to.
Yeah.
Especially if it was a song that carried them through a really
exactly.
Like there have been songs that that our church has been like, yeah, we're not going to do that, but we're also not going to like say it's a bad song or bash it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like sometimes people are like, oh, like I really think our church needs to sing this song, and I'm like, our church really doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful that like that song meant something to you.
Yeah,
and has been
definitely.
like important in your faith.
Yeah.
Like
it's a good answer.
We make light with it, like we make some jokes, but genuinely, like we don't. We don't talk about people behind their back. Or whatever. Like we really want to hear people for where they're coming from, because like in ministry, like you're not just doing music, you're also caring for people and you're being a person yourself.
Well, and we're not just called to steward money, we're also called to steward
relationships,
steward, and even like steward the the things of the service too, like to be intentional with the time and how things are laid out.
And if the Lord wants us to do something differently, then we will adjust and we'll do that differently.
But
I also don't think there's anything wrong with having processes and having plans and having a liturgy. Like we've been doing it for hundreds of years, thousands of years.
So for sake of time, we're
sorry,
gonna. No, you're good. I think the biggest thing of this episode is really just diving into like worship, because I think that's such a fun conversation.
Yeah, I love it. I love having them.
So could you, before we talk about your experience on set with the music video, could you give us a little bit of a like rundown of your music studio, and like so people could hear about it, and how they can get in touch and all that kind of stuff?
So the brief explanation to that was I started making beats for a friend in high school who was rapping on SoundCloud, and I started on my phone, on GarageBand on my iPhone. I was making beats, and I was at the time I was going to go to school for music education, and so I was like, this is a fun little hobby, and so I was making beats for him. We did a couple of songs, just having fun. He was recording everything in his bedroom, and I was making stuff on my phone. And then when I went to school, I got a MacBook, and so I got GarageBand. Started using GarageBand on Mac, was making some more beats, and then I downloaded FL Studio when I was like 19, freshman in college, started making beats, and basically got to my sophomore year of college, took one education course, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Just did not, I felt like I didn't have the personality to teach in the way that I would have had to in the public school system, and I was also kind of concerned with what I've seen that I would have had to make compromises on things that I wouldn't have wanted to compromise on. And so I was like, I'm just not going to do that. So I was like, well, maybe I'll like open a recording studio. And so I was like, okay, like I'm going to do this, whatever. So I had been building a studio for a while. And when I got out of school, I got some graduation money, and I basically put all of that money into getting like an 18 channel interface and a microphone and just some other stuff that I needed. And I was like, all right, open for business. Like I'm doing this, whatever. And then again, full circle moment. When I was 14 or 13, I was in a band called Concrete Heart. We were a rock cover band. We used to play like at Doc McGrogan's when it was up in Scranton and do some other stuff. And we did an EP with Eric at his parents' house when he was working in Shavertown. So I emailed him 10 years later and was like, hey, dude, I'm like, you probably don't remember me. I'm like, we did this project together. I'm like, I'm thinking about starting a business, doing this. I would love to just chat with you about the scene and what's going on and whatever. I'm like, would you be willing to like sit down and have coffee with me? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Like he would have said no.
Super chill
dude,
guy.
I would die for Eric and Sarah Nabrowski. I'm just going to put that out there. They're incredible
so
people.
cute.
They're great friends of mine.
They're amazing people.
And seriously, like, and honestly, not that like I would have been any real level of competition for him, but like in my mind, I'm like, this is one of my competitors, and he's meeting with me to like just chop it up, about the business and about the industry and stuff. And now we're not competitors, we're good friends, and we work with each other and stuff. Now we have a good relationship, but yeah, we just met and chatted. I met Sarah. Elliot was like 1, I think, at the time. And so we just hung out at Abide and chatted for a couple hours, and then he invited me over to his studio. I ended up like kind of working out of there a little bit and interning loosely.
You know what's crazy is I was dropping off a project or something. I might have been the guitar bench, in his studio.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I've got this younger kid who's coming in, and I don't think I ever connected that was actually
me.
you. Yeah.
It's crazy. So like, it's been so much fun. And so I was doing that, and so then like eventually kind of to the business pitch. So I niched out into hip hop and R&B and pop, because Eric does mostly bands. And if you know anything about this scene, it's punk and metal and rock. There aren't a lot of opportunities really for anyone to perform here, for there to be any real level of, aside from like the jazz and the Kirby. But hip hop artists aren't playing those venues. And so, but that's what I niched out into. And so that's really what my specialty is. I specialize in hip hop and pop and R&B. One-stop shop from like demo.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, thank you. I know.
I saw your stuff on Instagram, and I was like, wow, this is sick.
Yeah, so it's been fun. And it's funny because sometimes I'll like do stuff and be like, I didn't even know I could do that. But like I'm noticing that it's just because I've been so immersed in that culture, like in hip hop and EDM and like and pop and all of that stuff that like sometimes I do things and I'm like, oh, that was from like that, and I've never even made that before. Like, so it's fun, but like that's what I like do mostly, from demo songwriting to like full scale production, mixing and mastering, the one stop shop. I don't do distribution, and I don't do artist management. You guys can handle that on your own. But yeah, and so I'm on Instagram at Knox Studios. KnoxStudioRecordings.com is my website where you can book studio time with me. J_Shimp925 is my Instagram account, my personal account, where I post all my demos and fun stuff like that. And John at KnoxStudioRecordings.com is my email. KNOX, Knox.
Make sure to text me that, and I'll put it in the
I will text it. Yeah. And if the Lord wills, down the road, I'm going to start my own coffee company as a part of the studio, and the blend is going to be dark roast, and it's going to be called Knocks Your Socks Off.
Oh, there you go.
I like it.
So I'm putting that out there now so that I can look back on this, and not because I'm manifesting it, just so that there's a digital footprint.
You accountable.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been doing it professionally for 3 years now.
Nice.
Started right when I got out of school, and have had a lot of really dope opportunities. I've worked with some really cool people. And have gotten to do some of my own stuff too, which has been a lot of fun. I've gotten to work with Eric and So Much Hope and a lot of their stuff too. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun.
So on that note, dealing with So Much Hope, so tell us about how you got connected for the music video.
Oh my gosh.
Or music videos.
Yeah. So they have some dirt on me. And
we're being blackmailed.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, basically they asked and I said yes because I love them. It's funny. Like, I think I literally just got a text that was like, "Hey, do you want to be the main actor in 10 music videos for the new record?" Like, that was it. And he was like, "Oh, by the way, it's going to be a 2-year commitment." And I was like, all right. Like,
and who was it? Was it Eric?
It was Eric. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like Eric and I have known each other for the longest amount of time. I've met Gavin the least, but I've met him a handful of times, and then I've spent time with Derek and Andrew before, and we've worked on some stuff together, which has been fun. So they're dope. They're all great guys, all super talented, great writers,
and super nice.
And super nice. Yeah. And yeah, so he had hit me up because we've been working together for. Like, it had been 3 years, and Eric was kind of just like, he was just like, you're kind of like the only person that we know that we think will like be reliable enough to do this. And I'm not saying that for myself, but just that's what he said to me.
Well, musicians can be flaky.
No. Well, especially those drummers.
I know. That's why I don't call myself one. No, and that's a whole separate thing too, bro. You just be a person. Like, just you know, when you book studio time, just show up. Just come. Pay. Don't give us a hard time about our prices. Just like when you commit to things, do them. I think that would be. I think the world would be a lot better if people would do that.
I get it.
So I was kind of just like, I mean, I don't really have any reason not to. So sure, I guess. There was, I just lost my train of thought, but in any case, so he was basically just like, do you want to do this? And I was like, yeah. I said the extent of my acting experience is I was in the musical in 9th grade. That's it. So I was like, so don't expect much from me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would ask the next question, but I have no idea where we are, Dan. Dan's making stuff up now.
Oh, it's okay. No, you're good. I can keep talking about the videos. They've been a lot of fun. It's been really cool.
Kind of give to transition, but like, with the time of filming, was there any like anything you found interesting about the process? Anything like funny moments? Anything
or awkward?
Awkward? Anything?
All of those things.
Yeah,
literally. So, well, first of all, and I know Derek said it on your on his episode. Sarah is a creative genius.
Oh my gosh.
Just watching her work and seeing her vision and her shot lists, and then like, you know, it's weird. Like, I'm on the other side of the camera, but like when I see myself, I'm like, I didn't have the full picture. I'm just doing what she's coaching me to do. I think one of the most challenging things about it was I had never acted before. And I'm playing this role of this young man who is married, has a kid, and is dying. And it was really hard for me to emotionally disconnect those two, which is like was a very odd experience. And I shared this with them too, of like the first day that we shot, it was in January, and we shot Fever Bloom, and my co-star Becca, I had never met her before. I literally met her that day, and like 2 hours later, we're in love. And I was like, bro, I'm like, what is happening? Like, it was so odd. And she's like phenomenal too.
Yeah.
Like, she's a professional.
Yeah.
Like, this is what she does. This is not what I do. Like, I told Eric so many times, I'm like, bro, I belong in the studio. That is where I thrive. That's where I live. But yeah, it was really hard because I had, at the time, right when we had started filming, like 2 months prior to that, I had just gotten out of a relationship, and like, I have, very strong desires to be a husband and to be a father, to have a family and a life that's bigger than me. And I felt in that one day that I had all those things. And then the next day I woke up and it was all ripped from me because it wasn't real.
Wow.
Like, and it's, whatever.
It's really sad.
I know. And it's weird. And some people might be like, you're being too emotional, but it's a very interesting experience when you have to fully immerse yourself into another person's life. And what was so interesting was I didn't feel like I was playing a character. I just felt like I was playing me, which made it even worse. Because I'm like, this isn't like, they never gave me a name. It was just, I'm John, I'm 24 and I have a fever inside of me and I'm dying. And like, I'm losing everything. So I literally, like, I spent the next day just like, and I was just praying to the Lord, and I was like, God, this is like, I don't like this at all. Like, I don't want to have to keep doing this. And then seeing the footage and seeing these videos come together and seeing, stills of me being pronounced dead. And like, Eric's dad came in and played the doctor who pronounced me dead. And like seeing those pictures and literally just being like, I'm looking at myself being dead right now. Like, this is
that's crazy.
Weird. It's been super fun. But so that's the heavier side of just like, it was kind of hard to emotionally disconnect from it. I think now we've almost, for the most part, gotten to the point where I've already died in the filming. We have a couple of other things to do. So I'm a little bit more disconnected from that. I've had a little bit of a respite. With Riley being born. So they took a little bit of a break from filming, but, so that's like the more serious side. The fun thing was, so for respite, we went to a YMCA in Milton and shot that video underwater in a pool. Yeah. That was nuts. It was like, I don't remember how long. I mean, it was I think it was maybe a 3.5 hour shoot of just like up and down and up and down and up and down. And Eric had the GoPro and he was like swimming around me, taking all of these shots. Like, all of that was like actually happening. And none of that was AI. Cool. Like, that was all like all genuine. Jeez. And Eric loved it. He was literally like a kid in a candy shop. It was so funny. He was like, oh, I love this. I want to do this again. Like, so I'm like, bro, I'm like, if you've ever been in a pool fully clothed in dress clothes and you're like dead and you're just constantly like treading water for hours, because we had a spotlight that was like, the thing that sucked was like, we went at a time when in the pool, like all of the lights from outside, like the sun from outside was like shining in. So like, but we needed it to be dark. So the lighting was like all off. So we had to wait like an hour and a half for the sun to go down so that it would get darker. So our spotlight would show up in the water. And then, it was just up and down and up and down. And then like that a billion times. And then like a different angle and then a different angle and then a different angle.
Were you sore after?
Oh my God. And like swimming too is like one of those things that you don't realize like how fit you need to be for. And I got out of that pool and I was like, I literally feel like I'm going to die. Like, it was very physically taxing. It was so much fun. I loved it. But I was like, I'm like, you're going to have to keep me out of a pool.
No more pools.
No more pools. So it's been a really cool experience. It's also been cool to be able to see, I think, something that they're doing that's really unique with the record is that they've built a world in this that's tangible, that people can see. They can connect to me and Becca, and even shots of like us and Elliot and you know, those things, and see how the songs are coming to life, and seeing that bridge between audio and visual is a really powerful art form that they're doing, which not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people do well either. And like I've said to them, like, if this doesn't like blow them up, I don't know. I mean, Sarah has just been, you know, crushing it, and the band has just, they haven't put one thing out that I've ever been like, I don't like it. You know, they're super great, and they're great people, so it makes supporting them easy, you know, because they're good people. So it's been fun. But yeah, we're hoping to wrap up. We still have like 5 videos to shoot, but they were like 2-year commitment. So, but we're in our, well, I guess we're only in the first year. Oh, feels like a freaking lifetime ago, but not in a bad way. But yeah, it's been good. It's been fun.
Nice.
Do you know which part you want? Okay.
Sorry, am I just like throwing you guys all around?
No, you're good. I just want to make sure I don't lose the charge on the camera. The last guest, which was Derek from So Much Hope Buried, which is crazy because we didn't realize you would be the next guest when we asked him the question. But his question to you was, what in your life had to wither before something better could grow?
What a punk.
Yeah, right?
This shirt. Just kidding. It says wither grow on it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
We didn't plan any of
this
stuff.
I didn't. No, I didn't. So I think for me, it's kind of a philosophical question. I think I don't know if he posed it in that light, but I think for me, certain dreams had to wither in order for other dreams to grow. I like that. And dreams in the sense of aspirations and things that I wanted to do. I think when I was in school, I had dreams of marriage and career and essentially a totally different life from what I'm living now. And all of those dreams had to wither, had to be taken away from me in order for me to be able to realize the dreams and aspirations that I, truly had, but also that I think the Lord wanted for me. And, I think a lot of times people will say you need to be brought to rock bottom in order for you to be able to go somewhere. And I'm not going to say I was at rock bottom, but it was a pretty hard time in my life. And I think had I not had those experiences, had those dreams not withered, I probably wouldn't have been able to pursue the studio and the church job and those things that bring me joy and passion that God has blessed me with. I wouldn't be able to be doing any of those things. And so now they're getting to grow because I'm not being hindered by the thorns that were causing it to wither. So
yes, I like that. Yeah. Good job.
Awesome.
Thank you. I thought about it a little bit before I came, so I'm not going to say I was shooting from the hip on all of this.
Now, do you have any question for our next guest?
Yeah, what the heck was it? I had two, and I was trying to think of which one I wanted to pick. While I think about it, the question of cereal soup is so funny. And of course, Harry was the one to go, no.
He was so offended.
I know. I just saw Harry last week.
Oh, where?
And he's, nice. I love that guy. He's such a legend. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What was the question? I think, the only one that I'm remembering was, if you could go back in time and meet any person in history, who would it be and why?
Good one.
Yeah, I know it's kind of basic. I had another one, but I forget what it was. So this is the one I'm going to go with.
Every person has a different answer.
It's true.
Hey,
it's true.
No, that's a good one.
It's true.
We haven't had that. So
all right, I'll take it.
There you go.
All right,
Let's
go.
Yeah. There's a sweet spot where it's there's really like Derek's first one, and then there's the ones that are really, really deep, and I think that's right in the middle to where it's all right.
You could go somewhere with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that'll be a fun one.
It's a cool premise because then I feel like you could ask that question, someone asks a joke and then your next guest makes it super philosophical and personal. Whoa, I did not we were just asking if cereal was a super having an existential crisis on camera.
That's That's hilarious.
That's so funny.
So as we wrap up, tell everyone about like some information about your church, like website, church times, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we're Fellowship Church in Dallas, Pennsylvania, 45 Hildebrandt Road, Dallas, PA 18612. It's like right next to Dallas High School, so it's on that back road there. Services are at 10:30, and fellowshipefc.org is our website. If it's your first time, or if you're interested in just checking the church out and watching a recent service or seeing some of our ministry opportunities and stuff like that, you can find all of that there. We also have in our worship ministry, we have a podcast called Called to Worship. It's equipping the church on what it means to worship God. So that's specifically a worship ministry focused podcast with me and our worship pastor, Carl Durley. You can find that on Podbean and Spotify under Fellowship Church Dallas, PA. We're like in the process of trying to migrate it to being its own channel. So you can look up Call to Worship and find it, but we're streamlining our communication stuff right now. So you'll see like Fellowship Church Dallas, PA, and then it'll say like Called to Worship season 1 episode, whatever.
Okay. So they're all kind of under each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there will be, there's 8 episodes in that first season, and we're in the process of recording season 2. So we'll be dropping those in the fall and throughout the spring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you again for coming on.
Yes,
Thanks for having me. This was so much fun.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
heck yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week or the week after, depending on our schedule. I'm speaking through the grave. God bless everybody. Bye.